Mr. Lewis, it's really good to get you on the programme. In my previous life, I've spoken to you on many occasions when you've been firmly supporting the Prime Minister. What do you see in him that many of your fellow MPs don't?
Oh, there's a couple of things actually. First of all, the Prime Minister is somebody who does connect with the public when you're out and about with him, whether it's when he's visiting Northern Ireland or in constituencies across the country. People do connect with him. But I think also because working with him as Prime Minister, what I see is somebody who's been absolutely laser focused at all times on trying to deliver things and do the right thing to help people in our country, whether it's been through COVID and making the decisions around how we deal with it and how we come out of COVID, whether it's been about issues in Northern Ireland where his focus has always been around delivering for people, or the issues that are coming out from the war in Ukraine or the international global pressures on inflation. His focus is always on what are we doing that makes the lives of our constituents better.
We're hearing reports, I don't know whether you were in that 1922 committee meeting
yes, I
when
was,
the Prime Minister, well, great that you can give us first-hand feedback then, because we've been hearing there was some cheers at the start, but there was a bit of heckling during that as well. Is that the case?
Look, there were cheers all the way through, and particularly at the end, and I think colleagues were cheering a range of things actually. First of all, flatly him as Prime Minister, but also he was outlining to colleagues, both in the words he was saying at the beginning and also in answering some of the questions around the challenges that face us and what we as a party can do in terms of delivering for people in our country, and that we need to get back to focusing on those core issues that make, as I say, our lives and our constituents' lives better as a country going forward. And I think people responded really positively to his outline of what we need to do for our country.
It's interesting you say that because many of our viewers will have seen the letter from one of your fellow MPs, Jessie Norman, today, indicating a few areas of concern, which is why he won't be voting in favour of the Prime Minister tonight. He said one of those is the fact that he used the Sue Gray report to vindicate himself. He called that grotesque. He says he's putting the union at risk, talks about policies being put into question. He says the Rwanda policy is ugly, talks about a lack of a sense of mission. These are quite damning indictments of your leader. Are you confident tonight that Boris Johnson can win you the next general election?
Yes, I am actually. I've said before, I think not only will he lead us into it, but I think successfully win the next general election. Look, one of the strengths, and I say as somebody who's been chairman of the Conservative Party, one of the strengths of our party is we are a very, very big tent. And when you've got a big tent of different views across the party, there are going to be times where colleagues have different views. As I say, ultimately, that's one of the strengths of our party. What tonight does is give the parliamentary party an opportunity to draw a line over the last few months and to move forward in a positive way. Look, you've touched on a couple of issues there. What I see with the Prime Minister isn't just somebody who's very focused on delivering for the Union in a positive way and believes in the strength of the Union of the United Kingdom in all its constituents parts. But I have to say, when I talk to people and my constituents, and when I've been on even through the elections over the last few weeks and talking to people, actually there's a real strength of support for what the Prime Minister and the Home Secretary are trying to deliver with the deal we've done with Rwanda, and showing that we were going to get a grip to something that has been an issue for people across our country for a very long time.
Okay, and we are getting some support for the Prime Minister on the 5 phone tonight, but I think overwhelmingly we're getting people like Madeline from Norfolk who are saying, in my opinion, Teflon Man should do the honourable thing for once and resign. There have been too many occasions when he's downright lied to the British public. And Mr. Lewis, it seems that the recent Partygate revelations are the ones that have pushed many people and some of your own MPs over the edge as well. If you want to move on from Partygate, which MPs keep telling us on this programme, and people will keep listening to MPs saying that same message, let's move on from Partygate. Surely the best way to do that is to get rid of the man who had the party behind the gate.
Well, look, first of all, we had a police investigation, and that's concluded. It was the Prime Minister, of course, who commissioned the Sue Gray report, and as her final report itself outlines, not only has the Prime Minister apologised for what happened and taken responsibility for the issues that happened while he was leading Number 10. Of course, some of these issues were things he wasn't even in Number 10 at the time they happened, but the Sue Gray final report itself references the fact that even if you look at her interim report and some of her recommendations, the Prime Minister has already taken those on board and made substantial changes in the structure of Number 10, the way Number 10 works, as well as the personnel in Number 10. He has absolutely taken that on board. And I think the point that myself and some of our colleagues have been making around looking forward is around getting back to all of us as a cabinet, as a government, as a party, focused on the issues that are affecting our constituents. And my constituents in Great Yarmouth and Norfolk, as well as those I represent from Northern Ireland as the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland, want us to deliver on those issues that are challenging people's ability to deal with the inflation we're seeing globally.